All right, let's see if I remember how to do this. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm Robin, and something, I don't know, I've been gone and I haven't done this in so long that I don't even remember what my intro is. Anyway, hi, I'm back. I know that you all really missed me. How could you not? Just kidding. Most of you are probably like, I've seen you around, probably in Jess's Patreon or on a random sprint that I did maybe a month ago. I don't know, you've probably seen me. And if you didn't, you probably weren't like, where's Robin? But here I am to tell you where I've been. 2025 has been quite an unexpected year in many ways. So many ways that I did not anticipate. One thing I did anticipate, and that is the very first thing that I will talk about. At the end of 2024, I quickly, well, no, I didn't quickly start the home buying process. I had been looking at buying some homes towards the end of 2024, but in December, I sped through it. I found a house that I really liked, and we had closing in 21 days, and we signed, we agreed on the price of the house the day, was it Christmas Eve? I think it was Christmas Eve or the day before Christmas Eve. And then we had 21 days to get everything done and closed, and I did it, and now I'm in my new house. You can't really see it, but it's a new house. These are still all of my book boxes that I have not unpacked. I haven't. Yeah, we're not gonna talk about them. Just think of it as decor. They will be unpacked eventually, hopefully this month. Anyway, so I bought a house. I closed in January, and I was just so excited to do that. It's not like I moved states or anything, but I am further than where I used to be, and so that's taking some adjustment. I didn't move in immediately because there were some things that I wanted to do. I wanted to paint some of the rooms, and I did. I had someone paint some of the rooms. Then I did kind of a kitchen overhaul, not a complete gut of the kitchen, but I got new cabinets and countertops and all the things. Is it raining? Sorry, I was like, what are the drips and the drops? Is it coming from inside? I'm paranoid because I feel like at every turn, there's something going on at this house, but we're gonna get to that. So yes, I did the kitchen, new cabinets, countertops, those things. Got a deck redone, some bathroom stuff. So I wasn't even here. I wasn't even in the house because stuff was being done on the house, and it was just too complicated for me to be here with Blair and stuff happening. So I was over at my mom's for a long period of time. I mean, some of that time I was still at my old place, packing up and stuff, but then once I was packed up, then I was at my mom's. So I was there for a little bit. And then, like I said, I had stuff going on in the house, but now I am solidly in here. I've been in my house for at least a month, maybe a few more weeks, maybe 6 weeks or whatever. But I've been in here, and I feel like at every turn, I find something that doesn't work, is broken, or something. The new thing is wasps. Maybe yellow jackets, unclear. The picture that I took of one that I killed looks like a yellow jacket, but they're in the house somewhere. There has to be a nest. There has to be. It's either that or I'm going crazy. I might be going crazy. Oh, both could be true. That's what's currently happening. And so I just heard all this rain come down, and I was like, oh my God, what's going on now? Is there a hole somewhere and there's just rain gushing in? There's not. But yeah, every noise is a thing. I've had so many people come out to fix electrical stuff or put an appliance or something. But I think we are on the other side of problems right now, except for the wasp yellow jacket thing that I'm gonna work on. We're gonna get that together soon because nobody wants those in their house. I've killed four in the past 3 days. 4, I've killed them. So yeah, I bought a house on also, along with buying a house, is the thing that helps me pay for this house, and that's my job. That is my job. Besides just general uncertainty about job security at this point in time for anybody, I had to go back to the office. Now, I know I'm not in the office every day, but I'm back in the office 2 times a week, which was more than I was doing for like the last 5 years. And so it's just been a complete shift trying to figure out my schedule and just getting adjusted to a routine again. And so like I'm in the office. What am I doing in the office? Nothing. I am just shooting the shit with my coworkers. Yeah, because isn't that what we're supposed to be there for? To collaborate and talk to each other in the hallway and at the water cooler and all those things that they want us to be in the office for. Anyway, I feel like I get no work done when I'm in there because I don't. But yeah, I'm in the office 2 days a week. And so with that comes commuting. So one way is like an hour and a half to 2 hours, vice versa. So that's unpleasant, but it has given me a lot of time to listen to music or listen to audiobooks. And then also at work, some of my near and dearest coworkers got the axe at my job. And so that was a very sad time for me because it was a very unexpected layoff. And also because that happened, I have more work to do because we're down coworkers. And so my workload has gotten a little bit heavier. And I just did not have the mental capacity to deal with like moving and deal with like all the extra work that I was doing. And I was just super stressed out. So there essentially was no reading because I wanted to come home or like turn my laptop off at the end of the day and just mind empty. I didn't want to think. I didn't want to read any more words on a page, on a screen, nothing. And so I watched a lot of YouTube. And I also picked up a hobby. I also, unfortunately, didn't feel like picking up a camera because I feel like I would have had to come with like coherent thoughts, even though this right here, this is not a coherent thought video. Are any of my videos coherent thoughts? No. But turning on a camera, I just did not want to do. Like I said, I wanted to turn off my laptop, come home or whatever, and just shut off my brain and not think about anything else for the rest of the night. So I didn't do it, but here we are. And so I know you're like, well, okay, that's where you've been, but what have you been doing in that time besides sitting on your ass and working? I have been doing things, okay? So, look at this. Look at him. Hey, Blair. Hi, puppy. That was your Blair cameo of the month, actually. I'm feeling like I'm in a better mind space. I've got a bit of a routine down, so I figured let's come on back. Let's say hi to the people. You are the people. So because I was just so stressed out, I picked up a new hobby, of course, as one does. So I picked up knitting. This started because I saw a video that Mara did from Books Like Well, and I think that she was like talking about the things that she had knit in the previous year. I can't remember. If I find the video, I'll link it down below. But I was like, I want to knit. I want to knit something. I want to knit a sweater. And I used to knit, but nothing grand. Like I've made blankets before. Like I've made big blankets for me and my mom. And I've made baby blankets and stuff like that. A scarf. My mom says that I have made her a cardigan. I do not recall. I do not recall. So I started stress knitting. And the first thing that I started with was the Step-by-Step Sweater by Florence Miller. And I had ordered yarn from, what's the name of that place? I don't know. Came from Denmark. And when I ordered it, I didn't realize that it was coming from Denmark. And so I was like, why is it taking so long? And so because I was impatient, I just went ahead to like Michael's and got some yarn. I was like, you know what, if anything, it'll help me test out the sweater before I try it on this yarn that I got from Denver. So I did the step-by-step sweater by Florence Miller. It was super easy. Like, as someone who's never knit a garment, in my recollection, super easy to do. And I think, like, even as someone who might be a beginner knitter, like, the instructions were so clear. Like, yeah, you gotta figure out how to like knit your knits and purl your pearls before you should probably jump into something, or not. I'm not the knitting police, do what you want. But yeah, so I did it in my favorite color, gray, of course. And then while I was doing this, which didn't take very long, I don't know how many like days and weeks, but I have been keeping track of like how long it takes me to do stuff. And so this was about 40 hours just in general. And then my yarn came from Denmark, and I did the Florence Miller step-by-step sweater again, but this time with stripes and a folded collar. And what else did I do on this one that was different from the others? Nope, I did short rows on both of them. I know you're like, bitch, what are you talking about? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But yeah, I made this sweater, and I've been wearing it as many times as I can before the weather it became summer. I know you're like, it's May. Yeah, but why is it 80 degrees? Why are we having crazy thunderstorms? It's the beginning of May. It should be at best 70, 72. I have the air on. I'm still stress knitting, but like, it's less stress knitting now and more just like fun knitting. I started on a pair of socks. The first sock, fugly. So fugly. But I feel like I have to see it through and I have to finish the other sock. So it's on my needles, my knitting needles, and I like do it when I can't take my bigger project with me somewhere. And currently my bigger project is I don't have it with me, but I started on a sweater for my mom, the Anchors sweater by Petite Knit. But that's what I've been doing. Stress knitting. Also, I've gotten really into Epic the musical. I blame Jess because Love in Paradise was like trending on TikTok, and I was like, I don't know what this is, but everyone was talking about Love in Paradise. And then Jess sent it to me because she knew what everyone was talking about. And like, it's not her jam, but she sent it to me, and then I got obsessed. I started like I remember reading the Odyssey in high school, but I didn't remember anything about it. Like nothing, zero, zip. And so now it's me and the Googles 24/7, me asking things about Odysseus and the Odyssey, Greek gods, all kinds of things. Now I'm like, do I need to read some Greek retellings? I think I do. I've always wanted to read Circe by Madeline Miller, and I think like this is an opportunity. Anyway, obsessed with Epic. I listen to it all the time. On my way to work, I just have emotional breakdowns as I listen to things, and I'm just like, why? Why am I crying over this little man, Polites? Also, I have been reading a little bit. I have not been reading my regular load that I wouldn't normally do. Like, I think I had set my goal for 100 books this year because typically that's what I've been reading lately. The past couple of years, like 80 to 100. And this is not going to happen unless, yeah, it's probably not going to happen. I think I've read 17 books so far this year, which is also another reason I haven't made a video, because I feel like I haven't had a whole lot to tell you guys about because I haven't been reading that much. And it's like, if I'm going to make a video about books, shouldn't I have some books to tell you guys about? But I will tell you about some books that I have been reading now. So I'm taking this opportunity to read some things that have been on my want to read list for a very long time. I've been on Goodreads since allegedly 2013, according to the little thing. It's like when you joined or whatever. And so I was like, what was I even adding to my want to read list? Because I maybe have like 4,000 plus books on my want to read shelf. And I was like, we got to get some of these down. Some of these I'm probably not interested in anymore, but I don't know because I haven't read them. Maybe it's a quick DNF, and some of them have been a quick DNF. Like I'll listen and I'll just be like, not interested. But some of them I have been enjoying. I listened to New York by Edward Rutherford. That was on my want to read the longest. It was also a very long audiobook, but it was a good time. It was like a historical fiction family saga that followed this one family through many generations as they settled. They were like Dutch settlers in New York. And then you follow like their family through different periods in history. And then like there's also like side families that intertwine with them. It was interesting. Now, towards the end, I was like, I'm losing steam. I don't care anymore. And then I was like, I need this to wrap it up. I need to go. But I had a really good time. And then like as I'm reading some of those things on that were early on my list, most of them were historical fiction. And I have forgotten how much I've enjoyed reading historical fiction. I think recently I have mostly been reading fantasy, romance, and that's mostly it. Not like fantasy romance. I mean, some fantasy romance, but like fantasy, romance. But it's been good getting back to historical fiction. I'm having a really good time reading those things. I've also been reading a couple of arcs that I had. One of the arcs that I had gotten was Finlay Donovan Digs Her Own Grave. And let me tell you something. The way that I read I think that's the fifth one. Yeah, that's the fifth one. I read very first Finlay Donovan like last year, maybe 2023. But I had read it a while ago. And then in December, I read the second Finlay Donovan. And I was like, oh, this is such a good time. It's like so unserious. And then because I had the arc for the fifth one, I read the third one, fourth, and the like novella about the babysitter in Finlay Donovan. And then I read the fifth one. And I just had such a good time. Like I said, it's so unserious. And you're just sitting there thinking like, this is so dumb. But like, I'm invested. I'm here for it. I'm into it. And I was. Now, there were times where I'm like, this is so unbelievable. And like, will Finlay ever get any smarter? And I'm pretty sure the answer is no. Also, I realized that these books take place in such a short time period that it's like impossible for all of these things to keep happening back to back. I mean, I guess it's not impossible, but like, also, like, when would that happen? But I had a very good time with the fifth Finlay Donovan. I think I need a pause from Finlay just because towards the end of that fifth book, she was starting to get on my nerves just a little bit. Just a tad. And I'm sure I will get a break because I don't even know when the next one is supposed to come out, but I probably won't necessarily rush to read it when it does. Or maybe I will, I don't know. Who's gonna predict the future? Not me, because didn't see any of this coming in 2025. Anyway, what other arcs did I have? I had an arc called This Is a Love Story by Jessica Soffer. This follows like the back and forth timeline and POVs of a couple. The woman in this couple is dying and the husband is like trying to transition her into, I was gonna say the next phase of life, but like, that's not the next phase. I mean, it's the thing that happens after life. Anyway, but they go back and forth and they talk about like how they met each other and their backgrounds and like different points in their marriage and things that were hard and things that they had to overcome, challenges that they had to overcome, her issues with motherhood and how she could never like really come to terms with it. She was never like the warm, fuzzy mom. And there's even a perspective from the son who's like, how that affected him growing up and like what he turned out to be like. And I just thought it was really interesting. And like, so you think it's going to be like this fun, frilly, romantic, like big epic love story. And in a way, it is a big epic love story because it's their life together and you get to see like the challenges but you also get to see the soft moments, what really made them come together in those trying times. And I had a really, really good time with it. I really liked it. I don't know if this was a debut novel. I could just go check that out and find out right now, but I'm not. Oh, and I just finished Flirting Lessons by Jasmine Guillory, and I think that this is her first queer romance. We've got two characters, Avery, Lisa, Taylor, that's her name. Her name is Taylor. Avery and Taylor. And Avery is just broke up with her boyfriend, but she's never dated a woman, and she like wants to explore that, but she's like super shy because she's never done this before. And then you've got Taylor, who's like super flirt, and Taylor and Avery come up with a plan, and Taylor's gonna teach Avery how to flirt. And of course they fall for each other. It's a romance. This is not a spoiler. Like, you could, it's a romance. We're gonna have a happily ever after here. But like how we get there was fun. There were times when I was just like, you couldn't tell Avery and Taylor apart. Like, they were both kind of in their head a lot, but like Avery more so. But like, eventually we got into a groove, and the writing felt a little stilted. Like, if you told me that we were writing about like some early 20-year-olds, I'd be like, yeah. But they were supposed to be late 20s, early 30s. And I was just like, kind of sure. It's not my favorite book of all time, but it was something very cute to read. I really liked it. There was no third act breakup. Was there conflict? Yes, but no third act breakup. Praise the heavens. When I read it, I was not in the mood for anything heavier or anything really thought-provoking or anything, so it was fine. It did what it needed to do. Also, I got caught up in the Hunger Games hype. Ray was reading it, or she was reading the newest book that came out. What's that thing called? You know what it's called. The most recent one. She was reading it. She was saying pretty positive things about it, and then everyone and their mom was coming out with vlogs about how they were rereading the Hunger Games or reading Hunger Games for the first time. And I was like, you know what? I too want to read Hunger Games again. And I've never read this Ballad of Songbirds, and obviously not this last one. So I got them. I'm only just finishing up Catching Fire, which is the second book in the Hunger Games original trilogy. And so I will get back to it. I just needed a little bit of a Hunger Games break, but I'm gonna get back to that and finish that out. I'm excited to do it. And then, oh my gosh, this is the last book I'm gonna talk about, which is like, it's not anything groundbreaking, life-changing, but it did like lead to something else, which was I read Dinner for Vampires by Bethany Joy Lenz, and she was Haley from on the show One Tree Hill. I used to love One Tree Hill. I love One Tree Hill down. Me and Sophia Bush, I love her. I love her. Anyway, so I read that, and I was just like so into it because I was like, you were in a cult? And you guys know I love a cult. Did a whole culty vlog. But yes, so I read that, or I listened to it, and I was just like, man, I really want to rewatch One Tree Hill. And so like, I feel like that was the push that I needed, because I had been talking about it for a really long time. Like, oh, I want to rewatch One Tree Hill. I'm not a rewatcher. I'm not a rewatcher. I'm not a rereader. I just like watch and read things and then think of them fondly. But this, I was like, we're gonna go back. We're gonna revisit the Tree Hill. Why is there only one? Is that the name of the... No, because it's called Tree Hill, North Carolina. But why is there only one tree? Anyway, reading that made me want to watch One Tree Hill. And so I've been watching it very leisurely and taking it slow. I'm not like trying to binge watch it or anything. And like, as I'm watching it, I just have all of these memories of like the soundtracks that would come out, all of the episodes that I know are coming up. And I'm just like seeing people, and I'm like, I know you. I remember this and what's gonna happen. And I'm so excited to watch it to the end again. And with that, that's really where I am. That's what I've been up to. That's where I've been. That's what I've been doing. This is where I am now. And here I am with you. I just wanted to give you guys a little life update, a proof of life, if you will. You know, I wanted you guys to know that I'm still here. And I will be back with more content. I think at this point now I'm just rambling because I don't remember how to wrap this up. And so I'm just gonna say like, bye. No, really. I will be here hopefully with a more regular schedule, some sprints, some videos, maybe a vlog. I don't know. What is there to vlog about? Me commuting to work for 2 fucking hours? Let me know down below what you guys have been doing. I've missed you guys, even though if you make videos, I've been lurking. I've been lurking. I may not have commented, but I've been there. Anyways, that's what I have for you guys today. Thanks for hanging out with me. Let me know what you've been doing, what you've been reading. Is there anything you want to recommend me? Have you found the next bloom? Let me know. Put it in the comments. I will read it immediately. And till next time. Bye.